Thank you, Chairman Menendez and Ranking Member Risch, for this hearing, and thank you, Ambassador Kuttenbrink, Dr. Ratner, for your testimony and your public service. I don't know, can you hear me well? We're having some trouble with the audio. Thank you. You mentioned in your testimony, Dr. Ratner, the significance of bipartisanship and it being a key part of our relationship and our defense of Taiwan, and that it should be nurtured. I'll just mention at the outset that I think bipartisanship in this hearing and in the actions of members of this committee and in partnership with the administration has been a long and a critical part of our work together. I have visited Taiwan twice in recent years, coordinating with the Trump administration and the Biden administration before doing so. And I went on a bipartisan trip just a few months ago to deliver vaccines. And I think it is striking how the status quo and the support of both Republican and Democratic administrations, including through defensive arms sales, has served its successful and free market democracy. Dr. Ratner, what's the most critical investment that we in Congress could make to help both ensure and strengthen deterrence and U.S. military readiness in the Indo-Pacific? So most important investment in Taiwan, both in terms of arms sales, but moving forward some of the strategic and military reforms that previous members have discussed, but also most important investment in terms of the Indo-Pacific region and strengthening our partnership with our allies.
Senator, I think the answer I would give to that is rather, and if the question is around U.S. capability or investment in terms of strengthening Taiwan's capabilities.
Both.
I think the list that I just provided to Senator Young would be at the top of our prioritization list in terms of the types of capabilities that are mobile and resilient and cost-effective for Taiwan, including coastal defense, cruise missiles, and defensive naval mines and others. I think we've articulated those, as well as the reserve reforms and civil-military integration efforts that Taiwan is undergoing.
And, Doctor, there continues to be some ongoing tension within Taiwan military planning between those who want to invest in expensive but perhaps less critical capabilities and those who agree with the vision that you just laid out. How do we help move forward Taiwan's defense reforms?
Senator, this is a question we often get. I would say I am encouraged by the direction that President Tsai and Taiwan's Minister of National Defense are heading in terms of its capability development, its reserve reforms, other defense reforms. You know, as in any bureaucracy, there are going to be competing priorities. There are going to be service rivalries, especially in a resource-constrained environment. I think what we need to do is speak with one voice as an administration, as a Congress, as a government, and work with allies and partners in the region as well on this issue.
How much harm would a year-long CR, where we do no more appropriation, no more policy through appropriation as well, how much harm would that do possibly to our Indo-Pacific strategy?
Senator, leaders at the Defense Department have been clear from the Secretary on down about concerns about a CR and the need for stability in our budgeting cycles.
Thank you. Ambassador, I'd like to see us work in close coordination with our European allies and partners to strengthen our trade investment relationships. Taiwan is one of the world's most significant sources of advanced semiconductor chips. We currently have just come through some real supply chain disruptions and significant shortages. What do you think we could do to develop the standards for the 21st century for the digital economy in partnership with Taiwan, including them in the world community of open societies that is in part convening through the Summit for Democracy this week? And what do you think we could do to better engage our European allies in that work, in strengthening both economic ties and potentially security ties with Taiwan?
Senator, thank you very much for your question. On the issue of Taiwan's role in the global economy and the importance of resilient and diverse supply chains, I think that's absolutely critical for Taiwan. It's absolutely critical for the global economy and for our prosperity as well. We have engaged in a range of fora and via a range of dialogues with our Taiwan partners on those very issues, including assisting Taiwan in making sure that its supply chains are more diverse and secure, and that Taiwan carries out the export control and other screening policies designed to protect its most important technologies and trade secrets as well. Our European partners are absolutely critical in this effort as well, given their obviously central role in the economy and these same supply chains. And this has been, in fact, an area of discussion between the EU and the United States, including in the recent engagements with the EU that I mentioned earlier, both at my level and at the Deputy Secretary level. So, Senator, I couldn't agree more with the importance of the issue, the importance of Taiwan's role in these supply chains and in the global economy, and in the importance of the EU's role in achieving our goals.
Thank you both.
Thank you. Senator Cruz.